Hello and welcome to the Papyrus Global News Update. I am Christiana Babayo and here are today's headlines. US-Iran signed historic deal to end Middle East conflict. Oil tank traffic resumes through Strait of Hormuz. Pentagon launches review of US forces in Europe. Ukraine strikes Moscow refinery in major drone attack. Trump pushes new diplomatic effort on Ukraine war. G7 leaders focus on Middle East and global security. Taiwan seeks approval of new US defense package. Global markets react to Federal Reserve policy signals. FIFA World Cup 2026 delivers major group stage upsets. Lebanon security situation draws international attention. And now the news in details. The United States and Iran have reached a landmark diplomatic agreement aimed at reducing tensions across the Middle East after months of heightened confrontation. The deal includes commitments to de-escalation measures, improved communication channels and cooperation to ensure maritime security in the Gulf. World leaders have welcomed the development, expressing optimism that the agreement could reduce regional instability, restore investor confidence and create conditions for broader peace initiatives. Analysts describe the breakthrough as one of the most significant diplomatic achievements in recent years. Commercial shipping operations have resumed through the Strait of Hormuz following diplomatic efforts that ease tensions in the Gulf region. The strategic waterway through which a significant portion of global oil exports passes had experienced disruptions due to security concerns. Energy markets responded positively as tanker movements increased and fears of supply shortages diminished. Industry experts believe the reopening will stabilize global crude prices, strengthen energy security, and support economic recovery efforts in countries heavily dependent on imported petroleum products. The United States Department of Defense has commenced a comprehensive review of American military deployments across Europe. The assessment is expected to examine troop numbers, strategic readiness, alliance commitments, and evolving security threats. Officials say the review aims to ensure military resources are aligned with current geopolitical realities and defense priorities. NATO partners are closely monitoring the process as any changes could influence regional security arrangements. The review comes amid ongoing discussions about burden sharing and long-term defense planning among allied nations. Ukrainian forces have reportedly carried out a significant drone operation targeting energy infrastructure near Moscow, including a major refinery. The attack underscores the growing use of long-range drone technology in the conflict and highlights Ukraine's efforts to disrupt strategic facilities supporting Russia's war operations. Russian authorities confirm emergency responses were activated following the incident. International observers warn that escalating attacks on critical infrastructure could intensify tensions and complicate diplomatic efforts aimed at securing a peaceful resolution to the prolonged conflict. US President Donald Trump has intensified diplomatic engagement aimed at encouraging negotiations between Russia and Ukraine. During discussions with international leaders, Trump emphasized the need for a peaceful settlement that addresses security concerns while reducing further loss of life. The renewed diplomatic initiative comes amid continued fighting and growing international calls for dialogue. Supporters believe the effort could open new channels for peace talks, while critics remain cautious about the prospects of achieving meaningful progress in the deeply entrenched conflict. We will now go on a short break, and when we come back, the news will continue. Stay tuned.
The Papyrus Global, we don't just cover events, we create cinematic experiences. From red carpets to birthdays, gala dinners, and your fairy tale weddings, we bring your moments to life with high-tech precision. Our gadgets are smarter, our lenses sharper, and our team simply world-class. Trust the Papyrus Global to tell your story in the boldest, brightest way possible.
Welcome back, and now the news will continue. Leaders of the Group of 7 Nations have devoted significant attention to developments in the Middle East and broader global security concerns during high-level meetings. Discussions centered on regional stability, energy security, international trade, and ongoing conflicts affecting global economic growth. Participants reaffirmed their commitment to diplomatic solutions and cooperation among allies. The summit also explored strategies to address emerging geopolitical challenges and strengthen collective responses to crises. Observers say the outcomes may influence international policy decisions in the coming months. Taiwan has expressed optimism that the United States will soon approve a new defense assistance package designed to enhance the island's security capabilities. Government officials say the proposed package will strengthen deterrence and improve preparedness amid ongoing regional tensions. The request reflects Taiwan's continued efforts to modernize its defense systems and maintain stability in the Asia-Pacific region. Analysts note that any new military support from Washington is likely to attract close attention from Beijing and other regional stakeholders. Financial markets around the world are closely monitoring signals from the U.S. Federal Reserve regarding future interest rate decisions. Investors responded cautiously after policymakers indicated continued vigilance against inflationary pressures. Stock indices, bond markets, and currency exchanges experienced fluctuations as traders assess the potential impact of tighter monetary conditions. Economists suggest that future Federal Reserve actions could influence borrowing costs, investment activity, and economic growth across both developed and emerging economies. Market participants remain focused on upcoming economic data releases. The 2026 FIFA World Cup has produced several uprising results as underdog teams continue to challenge traditional football powerhouses during the group stage. Dramatic late goals, unexpected victories, and strong performances from emerging nations have captivated fans worldwide. Coaches and analysts say the growing competitiveness reflects the global development of football and improved tactical preparation among smaller teams. The tournament's unpredictability has increased excitement and heightened anticipation ahead of the knockout rounds, where further surprises could reshape championship expectations. International concern is growing over the security situation in Lebanon as regional tensions continue to influence developments along its southern border. Governments and international organizations are monitoring events closely amid fears that instability could affect broader Middle East security. Diplomatic efforts are underway to prevent escalation and encourage restraint among all parties involved. Analysts warn that any deterioration in the situation could have significant humanitarian, political, and economic consequences. Global leaders continue to call for dialogue and peaceful conflict management. And that brings us to the end of today's Global News Update. Before we go, a recap of our main headlines. US-Iran sign historic deal to end Middle East conflict. Oil tanker traffic resumes through Strait of Hormuz. Pentagon launches review of US forces in Europe. For continuous coverage and breaking developments, stay connected with the Papyrus Global Television at papyrusdaily.com. I'm your host, Christiana Babayo. Thank you for watching.